of course, my name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed, it is time to return to the wonderful world of Blitzvillage. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Welcome on back to, of course, another episode of Blitzvillage. It has been a little while. I know last week there was no episode of Blitzvillage. I was super duper swamped with Lego Jurassic. That was really the game that was keeping me quite busy, so that was the main reason why there wasn't an episode. But we will be back once again, of course, to a weekly schedule, which means that, of course, if you want to be featured on next week's Blitzvillage, please don't forget to tweet your awesome creations at me over on twitter.com/Blitzwinger. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with this week's featured entries, or featured submissions, I guess I should call them. First one comes to us from Nick XD, who sent in an Iron Man suit up, but more importantly, it's actually Steve suiting up as Iron Man, which is really cool. It's kind of like a two-picture thing where you can see the suit slowly coming together and then it's fully armored. So that must have taken a lot of time because you have to have that statue, then the next statue. I would almost want to see an animation of that. That would be really, really cool to just see, first of all, Steve appears, then slowly these pieces get attracted to him and build up as an armor around him and he becomes Iron Man. That would be really, really cool. But well done, my friend. Nicely done. We then move on to entry number 2, which comes to us from Dr. Games with a Z at the end. And he or she sends in a Blitzbard with a sword. And this one is really cool because it kind of looks like if you've ever seen He-Man, where he's like, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I've actually not seen a lot of He-Man, but I remember the actual pose that he would always do, where he would put the sword up and he would go, I have the power. That's what it feels like this is doing. So pretty awesome creation. Thank you so very much for that, my friend. And then last but certainly not least, we have Manuel Oliveira, who sent in a Blitzbot statue. Very, very nicely done, my friend. Thank you so very much for that lovely, lovely submission. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, we now get to move on back to our Avengers Tower. I want to thank you guys, of course, first of all, for the support of course, Blitzvillage. Again, if you guys do enjoy today's episode, please don't forget to leave a like. It's right below the video, the little thumbs up button. That really does help me out a ton. And thank you so very much already for the amazing support for the series. I mean, it's probably the most supported Minecraft series that I've done, which is really, really nice to see. So thank you so very much for that, guys. You're all incredible, and I can't thank you guys enough. So you might be wondering, well, what are we doing today? Well, a lot of you guys left a lot of lovely submissions. One of the most popular submissions was, hey, Blitzwinger, make a training center. So that's exactly what we'll be working on today. Another submission that was super popular that I want to acknowledge because I know people will ask me about it again, so I wanted to acknowledge it on this episode so you guys know that, yes, it's coming. We're going to do that one as well, is a pool. A lot of people said, hey, Blitzwinger, you should do a pool. You should make a pool. One of the floors should have a pool or something like that, and it would look cool. I'm not sure how it will look, just due to the fact that most of the floors are pretty short, so I'm not sure how it will actually look, aesthetically speaking. But I think we're going to still give it a go and just see how it turns out. If it turns out poorly, then obviously it is what it is. We tried, we attempted it, and we could always erase it if we need to. But I'm hoping to come up with a pretty cool way of featuring a pool in some way, shape, or form around here. I'm not sure how it will turn out, but we will do our best to make sure that it does look nice, of course. First and foremost, of course, we got to build up the actual floor, though. So we're going to do that real quick here and lay down all the foundation in that regard. And then I think that this has got to be, yep, this is already walls type stuff. So we're going to start filling that in. Whoops, I forgot to bring a second layer over to here, didn't I? Yikes. There we go. Whoops. All right, that's a lot of grass? No, a lot of glass that we just smashed up right there. All right, so here we go. All right, we're going to do the running off the ledge type thing like that because it's just quicker that way. Filling all that stuff in that type of manner is just a little bit quicker and more concise. All right, there we go. Very nicely done. So we're almost done with our floor design here. Of course, well, with our outer edge design, we need to actually still build a floor. So technically our floor design is actually not finished at all. All right, so here we go. I was thinking though, since we're gonna go with no, not a, I was gonna say basically that since we're making this into a training type floor, like where you would come up to train and get your skills up to par and stuff like that. First of all, it's not a big floor, so obviously we're not gonna have a lot of room for really intricate stuff, like for example a target site or something like that, or a shooting range, right? Something along those lines. We'll do something along those lines, but it will be very, very small, not as big as it would ideally be, just because I just don't think it's gonna look very good if we just built up like a giant thing. So my idea was, before I interrupted myself there, I guess, was to actually use a different colored floor for this floor. But now that I think about it, I'm like, I don't think it'll actually look very good when I actually consider it, because is that 3 blocks? I think so, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then, yep. Okay, good. Yeah, the main reason why I don't think it'll look good is because every other floor when you jump to, you can see that there is a white ceiling. So it would look really weird if all of a sudden there's not that type of ceiling. So I think we're going to stick with what we have. One other suggestion that some of you guys actually made was, hey, Blitzwinger, maybe you should consider making one of the floors bigger, maybe like vertically bigger, like make it taller and such, which is something that I actually thought to myself, was like, that could be an interesting idea, especially if we do it like maybe 1 or 2 floors or something like that. It would look really cool, so I think it would work very well as well. But then I also started to think, how would it look outside? Because, for example, if we rearrange the design on the outside pattern as well. Whoops, what am I doing? Why am I building up that far up? I am being absolutely ridiculous. There we go. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that if you've noticed, when you look at the tower, it's all the same. Like we have 2 white blocks, 2 glass, 2 white blocks, 2 glass, 2 white blocks, and so on and so forth. If all of a sudden we have like 2 white blocks, 5 glass, 2 white blocks, like I don't know if it will look good. So I almost think like if we do make a floor higher, which is something that I may need to do if we're gonna put in a pool, because a pool like is obviously gonna take up quite a few blocks in terms of height as well, or verticality. So because of that, what I think we're gonna need to do is probably just duplicate the pattern a few times. So basically what I'm trying to say right now, which I'm being very confusing, I know, I apologize about that, guys, but essentially we will just continue the same pattern, but it will be several floors. So for example, it would be all the way up to here where the next floor would start, but outside it would look the exact same way, which I think could actually work. So ideally that's exactly what we will end up doing for the pool when we actually build that up, which we may actually do next time. I think the pool may be either our last regular kind of like floor, and then after that we're going to do the little hangout spot for Tony, like the one we see in Avengers Age of Ultron and such. So I think that will be the last floor, but again, don't quote me on it, because so far I thought we would be done with 5 floors. Remember, 5 to 7 floors was initially the plan. Well, we've got already plenty more than that. So we're obviously going to have this thing way taller than I had actually anticipated for it to be, and that's not a problem by any accounts or by any stretch imaginary, so I actually don't mind it whatsoever. One other thing I wanted to address is that a lot of people said that I didn't put any beds because the thing right here is actually a medical bay, and then I thought to myself, yeah, it was a medical bay, or at least it was intended to be, but then I looked at it and I was like, it kind of looks more like a lab, which is something you guys also pointed out. So I thought to myself, you know what we could do is maybe either build up a medical bay later on, or we would just kind of just say, okay, hey, it's a medical lab / bay kind of thing, you know, type of thing. I don't know. But again, now that I'm saying it, I kind of want to build a medical bay. So there's another floor to add, guys. Yay! Even more things to actually add to this crazy ordeal. Yikes. I can't believe we have all this stuff just constantly piling up. I think that this thing is going to be endless. It's just going to be a giant tower that reaches all the way into the sky. You're going to have like spaceships flying around this thing. Yikes. That's crazy. But at the same time, it is kind of fun that you guys just keep giving me all these really great suggestions all the time to add more things and more layers and more intricacies to the actual tower. So I really do like that quite a bit. Alright, so we are almost done. We just have a little bit to go, just a wee little bit to go here, and we will be indeed done with laying out the patterns for the floor, which then means that, of course, we need to get to work on the actual training facility. Alright, so just like last time, we're gonna have carpets. Whoops. Time set 0. Weather clear. Just want to make sure. Okay, there we go. I was like, what's happening? Why is it not becoming clear? So the way I want to do this is actually a lot more like an kind of like separate rooms. It's going to be the only floor that's really essentially like separate rooms. I think none of the other floors that we've built have been very much different in terms of their layout. Like if you look back to them, a lot of them are pretty similar. They're quite open concept type areas, as you can see. Isn't very many barricades and such. But for the training area, I think I want to kind of have like distinctly different little regions. So as a result of that, I want to have different rooms. So the way we're going to get to that point is, I think, by creating little separations using some glass, for example, like this, which does look pretty awesome. All right. So I think I'm going to just need to make this 3 high, right? Because that's going to be another floor already. So this will be one room. And we need doors as well. Where are the doors? I forget. Are they in the decoration category? Nope, they are not. Where are... Oh, there they are. I'm like, where are the doors? All right, let's see. We're going to try a couple of doors here. Kind of want to try that one as well. I think those two are the ones that will look the coolest. Okay, I kind of like that one. I like the way that it looks. Let's see. Will this one create a nicer contrast, though? If I fill in the whole frame, let's say like so. Yeah, that does look pretty nice, actually. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, so we're going to stick with that. Then we are going to extend this further. Let's see. How many blocks do we work with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well, if I put 3... It's not going to work out mathematically. It doesn't add up. Oh, yeah. It's not even. So I think I'm going to have to probably just cut this one short, right, to 8. And then if we put like 3 blocks here, 2 in the center maybe for doors. Whoops. What am I selecting? I thought I had the doors selected. 2 in the center for the doors, which would actually have to be all the way up front, like this. And then we have 3 blocks on each side for our area. So this will be our firing range. That's what I'm building out here. Okay, that's why it's got double doors. It's a bigger area, about as big as we could possibly make it, without making it look odd, of course. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just extend this all the way down, and then we could have... I think that will look the best, actually, if we just have this extended outwards like so. So we'll see. We're going to fill that up like this. Okay. Then... there we are. Okay, so you walk up onto the floor. This one room will have 1 target practice or 1 area. And then this other room will have a whole nother one. Now, we do need to probably lay down some carpet work over there also. So, just trying to think what color. Maybe like a gray. I know gray is not a particularly exciting color, but I'm kind of thinking of a color that would be functional and actually have some sort of use as well. In this region, I kind of wish I had put the carpet there as well. All right, so I think we're just going to go ahead and fill this out. I'm going to leave that open for some chests. Same over on this side. Okay. So, there we are. We're going to fill all this up. Okay, so now we need to figure out how do we do a target practice over here. Like, let's say for somebody like Hawkeye, right? Or, I mean, it's a shooting range, essentially. So that's what we're trying to go for here. I'm just trying to think of how do I make it not be huge and massive and super duper uber tall. So I think what we may need to do is just grab a painting, because that way at least it's functional as well. So if you shoot a painting, you could knock it down, and then if you knock it down successfully, you have a 1, so to speak. So, whoops. Okay, that's way too big. There we go. All right, excellent. Excellent work right there. So here we are. You'd walk in. Over here, we're going to put chests, right? Like so. Like so. Within those chests, what will be placed is plenty of arrows and then several bows. So let's see. We're going to put the bows in here. I guess this is a target practice only for Hawkeye. He's the only one that gets to practice in here. All right. And then we're going to put lots and lots of arrows. There we go. Excellent. And then you grab the bow and arrow and you fire away. The one thing, though, that I do think would be kind of cool is if we took a fence to make sure that you would only fire from a certain distance, right? Like this, for example, right? And you'd have to stand behind this target and fire away at the paintings. I know, again, it's not very practical because it's so close. But again, you have to work within the constraints and kind of use your imagination here. And imagine that this thing is a way larger room that would require, obviously, lots and lots of skill because you have different targets everywhere to deal with. So I'm actually thinking I won't be able to put a painting there. Yep, that's not good. All right, we're going to have to come up with a different placement for those paintings because those two have just fallen off. So let's see. What if I put one down? Oh, I can't put one down there. I forgot. There, and then, whoops, there. Bam. There we go. So you got to hit all those targets. And once you've done so successfully, you have finished your practice for the day, of course. All right, so now let's think. On this side, what I was thinking of doing in this little room is, we're going to carpet this thing in as well. And over here, it's going to be a little bit different because on this side, what I wanted to do is almost like a punching bag type thing. So we will grab, oh wait, no, it's, where is it? Can I put that on? I forgot. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Bam. You're just going to have to hit that thing. So we'll put a few of these out here. There we go. Then we carpet the rest of it inside. There we are. Very nice. And give them spooky heads. There we are. All right, so you got little punching bag type areas. Now, what do we do on this side? We could do kind of like, kind of almost like if you've ever been to like karate or jiu-jitsu or I don't know why I said so weird, jiu-jitsu, and things like wrestling mats or something. So kind of like an open space to just like brawl or sprawl and stuff like that. So I think that's what we will do. And typically they use mats for that. And they're kind of like this type of blue for those mats. So I think what we will do is we will actually, wait, we're going to grab this right here. And we're going to go ahead, layer this in like so. Okay, that's finished. I need the opening mechanisms. Oh yeah, I forgot. They do have the nicer colors now for that stuff. Yikes. Should have probably used that, actually. All right, let's see. Maybe the fence gates will look really nice with that. There we go. That does look cool, actually. It creates a nice little contrast of color. And then this will be kind of like a freestyle open area to just sprawl and brawl and allow people to practice their skills. You know, you could have Captain America having a match against the Hulk, which will probably destroy the entire tower. But, you know, it could happen. Maybe. Not really, but we'll pretend that it could. Plus, I think it will just add a nice openness to this whole thing. Because when I started putting on all those walls, I was kind of getting worried that this entire layer is going to start looking like a prison cell or a jail cell, which wouldn't look too good. But that is something that actually a lot of people have also asked for, is build up an area where we could like house, like, you know, Loki and stuff like that. Like if we capture a bad guy, we could put them here. I don't know if Avengers Tower is really the right place for that kind of thing, so I don't know if we'll build that. I mean, again, never say never, but I would not count on it. Let's put it that way. All right, so I also think it would be kind of nice for us to have that chest right there, which will act almost like a little refreshments type area. So we would need some fruits maybe and stuff like that. So let's go over to here. We'll grab a whole bunch of apples, a whole bunch of watermelon, a whole bunch of carrots, and I think that's about all we need. I would like to put like little vials of water. Oh, there is water bottles. I forgot. I was going to say, there is no water bottles to use, but there are. I completely disregarded the fact that there are little water bottles that you can have. So we're just going to load this thing up. Plenty of goodies. We're just going to go like 2 rows of stuff like so. Oops. And, of course, watermelon is everyone's favorite. So it gets 3 rows. And then water bottles. Go in. We're going to need some more water bottles. Water bottles. I don't know why I'm saying it so weird. Whoops. We're almost done here, guys. We are almost done with another floor. The training facility is ready to rock. If you guys have any ideas, by the way, for the training facility, please do not hesitate to use the comment section down below to share those ideas with me. I definitely would not mind reading them and taking them into consideration for future episodes. But there we go. We have nice little refreshments after you train. You know, you want to have a little snack or something. You have that available to you right there. So there we are, guys. We've got a nice little shooting range, kind of boxing type area, and then some free sprawling giant mats type thing to keep you protected if you fall and such and stuff like that. Plus, we also have to remember, not only will the Avengers train here, but you could have shield agents come by, so they could have, like, you know, some jiu-jitsu practice or something like that on those mats. So some type of martial arts, I guess. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was, what layer was that of ours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to be on the 7th layer, guys. We're going to be on the 7th layer. That is craziness. So, there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of course, Blitzvillage. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button. And also, ladies and gentlemen, of course, please don't forget to check out the next episode of Blitzvillage, which will be going live next Sunday. On top of that, of course, do not forget, if you want to be featured on an upcoming episode of Blitzvillage, please don't forget to send in your lovely submissions over on twitter.com/Blitzwinger. As always, guys, thank you guys so very much for watching. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will indeed see you guys later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.